Sami Zayn attacks Jey Uso, Triple H's leadership in WWE questioned. Bray Wyatt helped by retired star Vince McMahon's reaction to the bloodline-breaking character on SmackDown. Logan Paul attacks Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn takes Braun Strowman down using Roman Reigns' signature move, The Rock's daughter joining the bloodline. Let's jump right in. Triple H's leadership in WWE questioned. Former NXT champion Karrion Kross has described Triple H as the best person he's ever worked for. The Doomwalker was released from WWE along with his wife Scarlett in late 2021, not long after arriving on the main roster. They returned to the company on an episode of SmackDown in August after the game took over as the head of creative following Vince McMahon's retirement. Speaking to Daily Star in a recent interview, Karrion Kross stated that he enjoys working for Triple H as he encourages talent to improve. Triple H is probably my favorite person I've ever worked for, but by no means is he a person that would be easy to work for because excellence is expected. It's something that I know that if you look at his career and you look at his accomplishments, their enthusiasm for this business and entertaining people is endless. I'm always learning. I think the environment that he cultivates just by being there really encourages people to improve, said Kross. After the cerebral assassin took over, the backstage environment in the company has improved significantly. The mood behind the scenes has been generally positive. Karrion Kross stated that the backstage environment in WWE is currently healthy and he's having a good time. It's a really healthy environment. It feels good. I think it's awesome having a boss that just by being there, by simply being there, you're knowing that you have a learning tree every single time you step into work to improve on something and to become a better version of yourself every week. I think it's a good thing for me. I thrive in that sort of environment. The Doomwalker is currently set to face Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match at WWE Crown Jewel. This will be a rematch from their bout at Extreme Rules, which he won. Crown Jewel will take place at Marsul Park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday, November 5, 2022. Do you think Drew McIntyre will finally defeat Karrion Kross at Crown Jewel? Sound off in the comments below. Bray Wyatt helped by retired star. Former Universal Champion Bray Wyatt is back in WWE and making headlines. He delivered an enticing promo on this week's episode of SmackDown, where he was reportedly supported by former WWE superstar and producer Jason Jordan. During SmackDown, fans got a first glimpse at Wyatt's mysterious Uncle Howdy, who had previously been teased via a QR code. The character appeared on screen, interrupting Wyatt's in-ring promo to say that the Eater of Worlds could not hide from him. Fans have since speculated that Uncle Howdy could be the one to manipulate the former world champion next or even be the first member of his new faction. According to a report from Fightful Select, Bray Wyatt was assisted by Jason Jordan during the promo. The former tag team champion was instrumental in helping Wyatt deliver another cryptic yet intriguing promo on Raw. The former WWE superstar, who had to retire from in-ring competition due to an injury, has been working as a backstage producer. As per an earlier report, Jordan has been receiving heavy praise for his work. It seems he has now been chosen to work with Wyatt on the latest episode of SmackDown. There has been a lot of speculation about the identity of the mysterious Uncle Howdy. Some fans who were looking at the picture of Howdy claimed that he had a lot of resemblance to Wyatt's real-life uncle, Barry Windham. Windham is a legendary wrestler and was a member of the Four Horsemen. While this was not confirmed, others have found what they claim to be definitive proof of the possible identity of the mysterious figure. They compared the picture of Uncle Howdy with Bray Wyatt's real-life brother and former WWE superstar Bo Dallas. Fans talked about how the voice going to higher pitches made it similar to Dallas. They also posted a picture of the earring that Howdy was wearing next to the one that Dallas wore, pointing out it was the same one. While Uncle Howdy's identity is far from confirmed, it appears that there will continue to be a lot of speculation about the same. It remains to be seen what will be unveiled about Bray Wyatt's mysterious presence on the upcoming episodes of SmackDown. Who do you think is the real Uncle Howdy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Logan Paul attacks Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is set to defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Logan Paul at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Leading up to the premium live event, Paul took a dig at his rival while speaking to UFC fighter Sean O'Malley on the Timbo Sugar Show podcast. The Maverick believes that a host of wrestlers aren't happy with him going after the world title in his third ever match in the promotion. He further put Reigns on notice by making a bold statement. Truthfully, I keep to myself. I imagine there are a few wrestlers who have a problem with me going for the title in my third match, and that's ridiculous, and I acknowledge that. But I don't acknowledge the tribal chief, and I'm going to FK him up in Saudi Arabia, said Logan Paul. Logan Paul recently claimed that he doesn't care about people's opinions of him despite being a babyface. Ahead of his match with Roman Reigns, the popular YouTuber spoke with Verge magazine. Paul claimed that the WWE Universe will be forced to respect him after November 5th if they naturally don't acknowledge him for his Crown Jewel performance. Paul said, "If the WWE fans don't already respect me after Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia on November 5th, you will be forced to respect me," Paul stressed. You might not like me. I might not be your favorite wrestler, but you will have to respect what I can do in that ring, and that's my goal. I could give two SHs who likes me or not, but you will always acknowledge that when I get in that ring, you are going to be entertained. That's my goal. Paul will aim to dethrone the Tribal Chief and end his historic 200-plus day reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Would you like to see Logan Paul capture the undisputed WWE Universal Championship by beating Roman Reigns? Sound off in the comments section. Vince McMahon's reaction to the Bloodline breaking character on SmackDown. WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry shared his thoughts on the Bloodline's recent segment on SmackDown and how it must have gone down with Vince McMahon. Sami Zayn was at his hilarious best this week when his UC comment made everyone in the ring, including Roman Reigns, break character. All the members of the Bloodline found it hard to go through their lines and control their laughter as the crowd chanted UC. Speaking to host Ryan McKinnell on the Busted Open podcast, Henry said that the segment was hilarious. He suggested that Mr. McMahon must have also liked the segment because he was always passionate about putting smiles on faces. When you watch it, I promise you, you're gonna be laughing and smiling too. It's impossible not to watch that and have a F-King smile on your face. Like Vince McMahon is sitting back somewhere right now and going, haha, that's good ST. He always said the business was brought up to bring smiles on faces and to get people to be in suspended belief. Those two things happened last night on primetime. The honorary use has taken it upon himself to diffuse the tensions within the Bloodline. Sami recently took to Twitter to dismiss any reports of dissension with the group and detailed that everything was fine within the stable and there was no cause for concern. However, despite the hilarious segment on SmackDown, Jey Uso is still not a fan of Sami and their differences are starting to impact Bloodline's matches, as was the case this week. On the same edition of SmackDown, Honorary Use and Solo Sikoa faced the Brawling Brutes members Ridge Holland and Butch. During the match, an argument started between Zayn and Jey. The Brawling Brutes took advantage of the situation, and Butch pinned Sami for the win. Do you think that cracks are starting to emerge within the faction? Sound off in the comments section below. Sami Zayn takes Braun Strowman down using Roman Reigns' signature move. Roman Reigns' Bloodline storyline has had new life injected into it after 2 years due to Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. Zayn's role as the honorary use and member of the Bloodline has resulted in epic programming, and it has now poured over to live events. He used Reigns' signature move to knock the monster among men down. The main event of WWE Glasgow saw Braun Strowman teaming up with The New Day to take on the Usos and Sami Zayn in a 6-man tag team match. While The New Day and Braun Strowman pinned the honorary use to win the match, there was a moment where Sami Zayn used Roman Reigns' signature move, the Superman Punch. The Superman Punch was enough to get a pop as well as knock Strowman down this past week on SmackDown. After Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa lost to the Brawling Brutes as a result of miscommunication between the former and Jey Uso, Roman Reigns came to sort things out. At one point, Jey Uso said that he didn't care what the Tribal Chief said, instantly making the tension in the arena boil hot. However, Sami Zayn would defuse the situation by making both Roman Reigns and Jey Uso break character. While the intention was likely for Reigns to lay a verbal beatdown on Jey Uso, there seems to have been some improvisation done, and even Jimmy Uso was seen covering his face in an attempt to not break character. It seems as if Solo Sikoa was the only one who successfully kept a straight face the whole time. Fans are enjoying Sami Zayn's addition to the Bloodline, and if the Tribal Chief doesn't like it, it's unlikely that he would push for Zayn to be a part of the story. One thing is for sure, it has made things far more exciting and has set up an inevitable face turn for Zayn down the line. The Rock's daughter joining the Bloodline. Bloodline member Jimmy Uso recently commented on the possibility of another WWE star joining the Roman Reigns-led faction. Ava Raine, The Rock's daughter, recently made her WWE debut on NXT. While she is currently a part of the Schism, many feel like the 21-year-old is destined to join the Bloodline. Jimmy Uso recently spoke to TMZ about Ava's debut. The SmackDown star stated that he is excited about the 4th-generation star representing their family on NXT. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying. Any way the family can get it, I'm all for it. I'm ready to see what she do. I'm ready for her to pop off and represent the Bloodline. So, either way, whether it's down there, up on the main roster, I'm with it, I'm all for it. Jimmy also spoke about the potential addition of Ava Raine to the Bloodline. It's always an open door for her to be part of the Bloodline. We'll keep it at that, but you know what I'm saying. Sky's the limit. You gotta put your work in here, and I'm sure she's got the workhorse in her like we all do. It runs deep in the blood, and I'm excited for her future. I can't wait to see where it takes us. While the addition of Sami Zayn has caused unrest in the Bloodline, the heel stable will have to keep aside their differences at WWE's upcoming premium live event in Saudi Arabia. While Roman Reigns will be defending his world title against Logan Paul in a marquee match, the Usos will also face Butch and Ridge Holland with tag team titles on the line. Tensions were at an all-time high within the Bloodline on this week's SmackDown as Jey Uso refused to make peace with Sami despite Roman Reigns' order. The right-hand man even went on to say he doesn't care what the Tribal Chief says. Sami was, however, quick to intervene between the two. Roman then ended the segment by stating that if Jey doesn't fall in line, he'll take the honorary out of Zayn's title and make him a full-blown use. Sami Zayn attacks Jey Uso. WWE star Sami Zayn recently suggested that the Bloodline has begun mending their internal relationships. The bickering between Zayn and Jay reached a boiling point last week as the Bloodline lost a tag team match against the Brawling Brutes. Roman Reigns came out to the ring and asked the two to stop behaving like children. The tribal chief asked his cousin to find his inner Yusi before things get out of hand. On SmackDown Lowdown, Megan Moran caught up with the Bloodline to get a sense of how things were going down within the faction. Zayn mentioned that things were rosy for the stable and that they were heading out for dinner at a Waffle House. Later on Twitter, Sami clarified that the healing process had begun and the two men were putting aside their differences for the greater good. While the differences between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso were apparent this week, the honorary Uso did manage to get some laughs out of his stable mates. Despite all his efforts to change the situation, it seems Sami Zayn just made things worse by attacking Jey Uso at a recent WWE live event. Here is the moment on screen. Judge the situation yourself and let us know what you think in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take